Hey, welcome back to the channel. As you guys know, I had bought a Corvette, and I was so excited because I used to have an old 2015 Corvette, and it sort of died on me, or I shouldn't say it died. I sort of had to sell that thing, needed the money, and it was a Z51. I love that car, and so I got back on the hunt again. I'm finally in a position where I can go get another one. I've been on the hunt. I love the C5, C6, C7 generations and a little bit lukewarm on the C8. So I was like, let me look around and see if I can find another Corvette. So I found that C7. It was in Z51, looked very similar to one I had bought from Carvana. Got it here, and boy, the disappointment, as you saw in some of the other videos. So I've been kind of on the hunt looking for them again, and I'm still looking. As you see, this is my Facebook Marketplace. A lot of the cars that I'm interested in are seem to be popping up because I like the F-Type. I like the Porsches. The Porsche Caymans is something I really like. I love the Vettes. Also, I'm a big into motorcycles. So it looks like they're popping up feeds of stuff that I've been looking at, which like this 750 GS. So I'm gonna have to keep that up because I love the 750 GS, 850 GSs, as well as the V-Stroms. And I'm looking for a car lift for my garage. So it seems like they have an algorithm that sort of finds the stuff I'm looking for. But one of the things I looked at when I start looking at Corvettes, if you type in the Corvette, it's really slim pickings out there for stuff that I really like. If you can see here, you got 140,000 miles on them. And I'm very particular when it comes to the Z51 or the C7. I only want to get the Z51 manual edition. So when you click on these, I find a few, but then they say automatic 8 speed. I know I don't want an 8 speed. I want a manual transmission out there. I love these Grand Sports, so you can find them out there. This is a manual transmission Grand Sport. I'm not a big fan of yellow, although this one actually looks pretty darn cool in yellow. I just couldn't see spending a $38,000 for a Grand Sport with 52,000 on the C6 generation when I could just bump up to the couple more grand, be up to the C7, get the Z51, which is going to be to me a much better car. You get the newer technology, you got a little less, you got just different types of issues. I think the Grand Sport was the sweet spot of the C6 generation, but I'm not, I don't know, I'm not sold on it. It was closer to the lower 30s. And I still like, man, I would just bite the bullet and jump up to the C7s. I think the looks much more like a hypercar or some sort of supercar versus just a regular traditional sports car. I think that's the first Corvette that really transcended that and jumped into that world. Of course, the C8s look a lot more. It's funny because, like, even the C8s, I really think that C8, Z06, and ZR1s, those look sharp. For some reason, the base models, aka the ones I probably could stretch and really afford if I wanted to, just don't look nearly as cool. But you look at this Grand Sport, that's a beautiful looking Grand Sport. I love the fins on the side. It's just not something I could do. But this is one that I really like. I'm hoping, but it's all the way across the state. It's hard to get to. I think this is a beautiful vet. I would just look to change the tires out because I like the black wheels, tint the windows black. This is like the perfect car. I really like it. Sorry if that guy's he put his license plate on there. I don't know if he wanted it to be shown, but I mean, this guy's kept this car really nice. 35,000 miles. 2012. It doesn't have the Z51 package, but it's got a 2LT with the head and everything. So to me, it's got all the key features you probably would want for a driving type car because I'm looking for something I want to drive. I want to drive it a lot. So I hope to be the next guy with a 700,000 mile Corvette. That's how much I want to drive the thing. So this is actually a very beautiful car. I've reached out to that person. Hopefully I'll see it. But it's got only 35,000 miles. Might be a little low. I get worried when they're too low out there. Um, I don't think I'd want any of the C5s if they go over 100,000. So I'm kind of looking more in that. If it's like my rule of thumb is like if you're looking at a C7, you're looking at like 20 to 40,000 miles. You get over that, there's probably a lot more wear and tear on those cars. For the C6s, I'm thinking it's going to be in that 30 to 80,000 mile range, and then the C5s might go a little higher. Doesn't mean there aren't great cars over those miles. That's just the range I want to look in. Now, this is the color combination I freaking love. I salivate over this car right here. If that was a manual transmission car, I'd have gone all the way down to get this car. I think this car is beautiful. I love those calipers. I love freaking gray on gray. I'm not a shark gray for any of the other Corvettes, but on this, there's a guy here in the town I lived in that had this exact car with these wheels with that gray colored. He jet blacked those windows, and he had the black interior. Oh, I thought it was the sharpest car I'd ever seen, man. I still think it's sharp. I don't like the seats as much, but you might be able to change those out to black. But this is a sharp looking. This is a very sharp car. So whoever's got this, whoever owns this car down in Fort Myers, that's a beautiful car. My hat's off to you on that one. But man, when you start looking at these, I see the prices on a lot of them. They're all over the map on some of these things. Like here's a C6 V51 for 25,000 bucks. I just saw one down in Fort Myers, Naples area. It was a manual, and it was for the same price. It was about 25,000. The guy said he would take 23.5, and it looked gorgeous. I don't know. I might still have it on my thing here. Where's Vette? So, so, oh, see, I keep my folders on them. So here's what that guy had on his. That was the build sheet. But here's the video of that car. See, I thought that was a very beautiful car, man. And it had 35 or 37,000 miles on it. That was the convention. This thing looks absolutely pristine. Look at that. It sounds good. This is a sharp car. But, and he had two people look at it today, and of course sold it immediately. So I kind of missed out of the boat on that one. And that was the Carvana car I had actually bought and wasn't able to actually keep. So that's what that car looked like. And I thought that was that's a gorgeous car. That's still my favorite looking Corvette. But when you go back into like even on Facebook, which you see a lot of that stuff is here, there's just not a lot of the C7s out on the market. So I come in here and look for C7s. Yeah, this Stingray down in Hollywood, it's convertible. I don't want a convertible. I don't like it. This is a good looking one. 37,000 bucks. I always feel like there's something wrong with it because 37 just seems a little low for 23,000 miles. So, but if you guys find anything, let me know. Hunt goes on. I continue to look for it. Oh, I love the Laguna Blue. You can find a decent looking Laguna Blue with oh, this one has a manual transmission, 2LT. That's what I wanted. Oh, maybe my luck is changing here. Coral Springs, 49,000 miles. Is it a Z51? I can't see if it's got the slotted brakes down there. I kind of like the black wheels, but we'll see. All right. Probably end the video here because the hunt still continues. If anybody sees anything, let me know. I'd really love to pick one up here soon. All right. Talk to you later, guys.